Newzroom Afrika's Junior Kumalo joining us live now from Nasrec here in Johannesburg, and that's the venue of the EFF's National People's Assembly. Junior, good afternoon to you. Is the question around the status of branches who have voting rights versus those that do not have voting rights, is that going to cause some disquiet during this conference? And, by the way, one of the big names that is going to be watched closely during this conference is that of Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. What's his status at the conference, if at all?
Indeed. Let's start with the question around the voting branches, those branches that have delegates that have been assigned that voting status. We did hear during the briefing by the ANC top leadership here, the secretary of the EFF, Marshal Dlamini, also basically explaining why some of these branches of the EFF have not been given that voting right by the EFF. So we did hear Marshal Dlamini explaining this, saying that some of these branches, even during the national and provincial elections, they did not get the necessary votes. Every branch of the EFF is supposed to have about 100 members in that branch. So the EFF was saying that at least 100 individuals in that ward should have voted for the EFF. Failure to do so, then that branch will not get a voting delegate at this conference. But some individuals within the EFF that we spoke to at that UJ Center, where they were registering some of those delegates, have indicated that maybe it's the party trying to root out those elements that have turned to the MK party and have allegedly assisted the MK party during these past elections. We've heard the EFF President Julius Malema during a previous media briefing about last month, where he indicated that some of the branches of the EFF had been totally decimated during the campaign, which was led by the former Deputy President of the EFF, Floyd Shivambu. So this is why the EFF might have not allowed some of those branches, particularly from KwaZulu-Natal. Only 14 branches are going to have voting delegates in KwaZulu-Natal. We know that the party has hundreds of branches in that province. Some are saying that those branches even stand close to about 800 branches in that province, but only 14 of those are going to be given that voting status. But coming to the former spokesperson of the EFF, Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, the EFF has disputed allegations and reports that seem to suggest that Mbuyiseni has been barred from taking part in this conference, but we have not seen him either in the build-up to this conference, in some of the press conferences, or even in some of those provincial engagements of the EFF that have taken place in the lead-up to this conference that is going to be starting tomorrow. We have not seen him there. We are going to be keeping an eye out to see if he is going to be one of those delegates when this conference officially kicks off tomorrow. What we do expect from that program is that tomorrow is going to be the official opening of this third National People's Congress. One of those things that a lot of people are going to be looking out for is that report, organizational report that is going to be presented by the secretary of the EFF. I remember in 2019, when the then secretary, Godrich Gadi, presented that organizational report, he spoke about how the EFF was struggling when it comes to those coastal provinces, be it KZN, the Western Cape, the Northern Cape. They were not doing particularly well. So we do expect the same from Marshal Dlamini when he does basically detail that organizational report. We do especially expect him to talk about KZN and what the plan going ahead is going to be for the EFF, especially going into those local government elections, Chloe.
Junior Kumalo, thank you very much for that update. Live for us there at the Nasrec Expo Center. It is the venue of the EFF's elective conference.